According to the website of the movie 11th Hour, the oceans have been flooded with mercury, toxic metals and other toxic chemicals. Well, actually, there's no evidence that the concentration of any heavy metal has increased as a result of man's activity, which is hardly surprising when you consider that there's 1.3 billion cubic kilometres of seawater out there. We'd have to be amazingly prolific polluters in order to achieve that. The forests are disappearing.
Not true. In developed nations like America, New Zealand, Western Europe, the area of forest is actually increasing. This is because once people are secure in their prosperity, they value the future. It's only in countries like Indonesia where the native forest is still being felled. And one of the main reasons now is because of the hysteria over global warming. These huge subsidies given to biofuels are encouraging the planting of palm oil on clear-felled native forests. Nice one, greenies. Deserts are widening. Again, there is no evidence to show that global desert area is increasing. In fact, higher CO2 levels make plants more able to withstand water stress. The Arctic sea ice is melting. Permafrost has begun to crack. The earth has grown warmer. Okay, this is one of the big catastrophist theories, that melting permafrost will release methane, which will warm the atmosphere, melting more permafrost, etc. Now, if this theory is true, there should have been large releases of methane during past warm periods. However, a 2007 paper by Deleuze in Geophysical Research Letters concludes, quote, the apparent limited amount of organic carbon that has been released from permafrost terrain in previous periods of warming, such as the medieval warm period or the Holocene climate optimum. There appears to be no significant methane excursions in ice core records of Antarctica or Greenland during these time periods, which otherwise might serve as evidence of massive release of methane into the atmosphere from degraded permafrost terrains, unquote. What we also saw during the 1990s was that even though this was allegedly the warmest decade in the last 1,000 years, that should have produced a big flood of methane from melting permafrost. Instead, what happened? The increase in methane levels in the atmosphere started levelling off. Exactly the opposite of what the catastrophic global warming hypothesis predicts.
This is symptomatic of the shabby nature of the evidence that catastrophic climate change movies usually rely on. Just like someone who's had their toilet seat stolen, they haven't got a lot to go on. The saddest thing about the whole global climate catastrophe religion is how much attention it diverts from the real crisis confronting the world.